to the sun and other planets, to the trillions of stars and the billions of galaxies. The universe is all things everywhere. It is also an immense mystery, a source of wonder throughout human history. Across the ages, some of our greatest minds have offered theories about the nature of the universe, often expanding on the ideas of those who preceded them. Today's story of the universe might appear strange to the great astronomers of the past. Vishwamitra in India, Ptolemy in Greece, Aryabhat in India, Copernicus in Poland, and Galileo in Italy. We are not sure how the universe came into existence. Some believe that it was created in the remote past, and others say that it has always been around. Present-day science estimates that the universe is about 14 billion years old and suggests that it exploded into being in a Big Bang. According to this theory, all of the matter in the universe may have been concentrated in a single object no larger than a marble. Suddenly, for a reason we don't yet know, it blew up, becoming a universe unbelievably hot and expanded, and then gradually cooling down. When it was born, it was all energy and gravity, the force of attraction. And some of this energy turned into what we know as matter. This primordial matter gave birth to the elements. Hydrogen and helium were formed in the first 30 minutes or so. As stars later formed, they produced the other elements. After expanding and cooling for millions of years of its infancy, the universe entered the equivalent of its early childhood. A lot of interesting things began to happen. The attraction of gravity brought some of the matter together into immense clumps, here and there. These clumps of gas and dust eventually collapsed and became galaxies. The hydrogen and helium gases in the galaxies broke up into smaller clouds. From these clouds, the first stars in the galaxies were born. Most of the stars that formed early were supermassive. But they lasted just a few million years, then blew up in catastrophic explosions called supernovae. Curiously, all the elements to form life were produced inside the hot interiors of these massive stars. When they exploded, those elements were flung out into the extreme coldness of interstellar space. The blast of these supernovae also triggered the formation of new stars, the second generation. By the time the universe was a few billion years old, it was markedly different from what it had been just after the Big Bang. The simple state of radiant energy present at the time of its formation had grown into a massive collection of billions and billions of galaxies. Some of these galaxies are spiral-shaped, some elliptical, and another stake irregular shaped, sometimes a result of colliding galaxies. Generation after generation of stars were born, produced elements for life, such as carbon, oxygen, and iron, and eventually died. As it has continued to expand for billions of years, the universe has become thin and dispersed and extremely cold. Hundreds of years ago, we believed that Earth was the center of the universe. Then science proved that our planet and other planets actually revolve around our sun. Today, we know that the sun itself is but one star among 400 billion stars that make up our Milky Way galaxy. And that our galaxy, though composed of hundreds of billions of stars, can seem insignificant when we realize that it is just one among hundreds of billions of galaxies in the universe. Our Milky Way galaxy formed about 1 billion years after the Big Bang, making it some 13.2 billion years old. The most ancient stars within it are about 10 billion years old, and the youngest are just a few million years old. In fact, baby stars are being born even today. Our sun is a middle-aged star, 4.5 billion years old. It was born from a cloud of gas and dust, which we call a solar nebula. The birth of the sun was brought about by the explosive death of a nearby star. Shock waves from the explosion of the dying star triggered the formation of the solar system. Most of the gas and dust in the cloud went to form the sun, and a small amount collected to form rings and debris around it. Most of the material in the rings then coalesced to form planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Smaller, leftover bits of matter became dwarf planets like Pluto, asteroids, and comets. Of the 8 planets, only the 3rd planet, Earth, is located in a zone where life can thrive. Unlike Venus, it is not so close to the sun that water boils away, nor is it so far away that water freezes into ice, as on Mars. Water in its liquid state is essential for life to arise and to evolve. The Earth was initially very hot, and there was no atmosphere. In the course of time, the outer surface cooled into a hard crust, encasing a core of molten rock. In many places, the liquid interior broke through the crust as volcanoes and spewed out red-hot lava and gases. These gases formed Earth's first atmosphere. One theory holds that clouds in this early atmosphere showered rain unceasingly for thousands of years, giving rise to our oceans. Another theory is that the water masses on Earth were created by impacts from massive comets, which are made largely of ice crystals. Had you been able to watch the birth of our planet from space, it might have looked like this. The solar system started condensing about 4.5 billion years ago. A couple 100 million years later, the Earth had appeared. After another 300 million years, the atmosphere and the oceans had covered Earth. Another 500 million years passed and some primitive forms of life appeared, such as blue-green algae. Another 500 million years, and bacteria and simple plants had arrived. Then, over billions of years, more and more complex organisms evolved, first in the sea and later on land. Eventually, some 200 million years ago, the gigantic animals we call dinosaurs dominated Earth, only to disappear about 70 million years ago, probably as a result of climatic changes caused by the crash of a large asteroid, setting the stage for the rapid evolution of mammals, foremost among them humans, who began to shape nature itself. Our ancestors made stone tools, used fire, and learned to farm. From wanderers and gatherers, we became settlers. As life became easier, people had a lot of time to look at the sky. In the apparent random distribution of stars in the night sky, our ancestors imagined familiar shapes and patterns, which we call the constellations. Today we recognize a total of 88 constellations that encompass the entire sky. Twelve of these are called the zodiacal constellations. Together, they form a belt running across the sky. The sun, the moon, and the planets appear to travel through the belt of the zodiac. One of the most conspicuous constellations seen in the winter sky is Orion, the Hunter. A little to the west is the celestial bull Taurus, a zodiac constellation. Taurus appears to be attacking Orion the Hunter. The orange giant star Aldebaran forms the eye of the bull. On the other side of Orion, we see Canis Major, the big dog, with Sirius, the dog star. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, and there above is the puppy dog, Canis Minor, with its bright star Procyon. Early humans lived close to wild animals, and they saw them in the night sky as well, such as the bears. There's the big bear, Ursa Major, and nearby the baby bear, Ursa Minor. As we've seen, two stars from the body of the big bear point straight to this tail star of the little bear, which is the North Star Polaris. Right overhead, we find the famous zodiac constellation Leo the Lion. One of the brightest stars, Regulus at the front paw, is actually 4 stars. And Denebola at the tail is a relatively young star. In the southern skies, we see the ancient ship comprehend the universe by observing it. Today we do so using increasingly powerful telescopes and computers, trying always to formulate a comprehensible picture of the universe. One great question fascinates us. Is there other life out there? Some skywatchers exclusively search for extraterrestrial life. Recently, we've discovered that many stars have planetary systems around them. Some astronomers estimate there may be a billion places in the universe which can support life. But as of now, we have discovered no evidence of life elsewhere in the universe. As biologist and author Julian Huxley has said, there may be other beings in this vast universe endowed with reason, purpose, and aspirations, but we know nothing of them. So far as our knowledge goes, the human mind and personality are unique and constitute the highest product yet achieved by the cosmos.
China?
Man is that process of reality, said Huxley, in which and through which the cosmic process has become conscious and has begun to comprehend itself. As Huxley suggests, the universe does not exist out there independent of us. We are inescapably involved in what appears to be unfolding before us. We are small participants in a universe of extraordinary scale. Our future as a species is intimately connected with the future evolution of the universe. Continents which are drifting apart may one day collide with each other, destroying old mountains and creating new ones where none existed before. A huge asteroid could hit the Earth, as happened in the ancient times. Some stars may die in the neighborhood, and some new ones may be born. After billions of years,